Today I'm joined by comedian Noah Broder, and today we're going to be talking about their upcoming comedy show here in Lloydminster on Saturday, March 1st at the Fourth Meridian Brewing. Thank you so much for joining me today, Noah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. First off, how has the tour been for you guys?
It's been good. Our last leg of the tour was kind of southern and central Alberta, so we did Calgary, Red Deer, Brooks, and then Halkirk. So this is now our second leg, just doing Saskatoon and then Lloydminster.
Awesome. And what's been your favorite thing so far during the tour?
Honestly, the fun thing is we're all pretty close friends, and it's been kind of fun just hanging out. The shows are all obviously awesome, but it's been fun to even just mess around in the car ride and the hotel and stuff like that. The best show so far, surprisingly, was Halkirk, which is like a little town of like 80 people, and it was it was so much fun. There was quite a few people there in their little community hall. But yeah, I would say those are the highlights. Just hanging out, and then the show in Halkirk was really fun.
Absolutely. And for Lloydminster, what are you looking forward the most about coming here?
So all three of us have come to Lloydminster separately to play at Fourth Meridian, and we all had really good experiences. We found the staff is really nice. We find the people are just really nice. We find that smaller towns are usually just very grateful to have live entertainment, and then it's nice to do it in a brewery like Fourth Meridian, like a local spot like that. I find that people who are kind of fans of local beer and local restaurants are also going to be fans of local comedy. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the show.
Absolutely. And so, how do you guys prepare for tours or even for shows?
So for the tour, what we did is we're fully independent. We're not represented by any agents or management. So I would have Brad and Ryan, or the other two comedians. They would come over and we would just sit in my living room with our laptops open, and we would kind of make a list, kind of make a map of where all the towns we want to hit and what order makes most sense, and then message maybe other comedians who have done those towns, or message the venues to kind of sort it out. And then for the shows themselves, we all kind of have our own little routines. It's nice to be in a good mood, so it's fun to kind of be hanging out. But yeah, we all like to kind of create a set list. It's like we hang out and have fun, and then a half hour before the show, we kind of all go separately and write out our jokes and figure out what we're going to say and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And so, what are some of your favorite things about being a comedian?
It's a really fun lifestyle. You get to travel, even if it's sometimes it's Lloydminster. You still get to travel and see cool places and meet cool people. It's fun to do something with your friends. A lot of times, even in comedy, you work with people you don't know that well, or you're just opening for someone who might be quite a bit older than you. This tour has been a really fun way to just hang out with two guys that I think are both really funny comedians, and I consider good friends. So that's a highlight for sure. It's also nice. It's pretty gratifying, I would say, to go and to make people smile. As corny as that sounds, it's nice to see what it means to people after a show, and they seem really grateful and like they had a good laugh.
Perfect. And so, what can fans expect from the upcoming show? Like, what style of comedy should they expect? Are you sticking to your usual style, or are you going to be experimenting?
Totally. So our tour is called the Good Choices Comedy Tour, and we thought that was kind of a funny name because a lot of times people think of comedians or artists in general as like bad boys, or like people who kind of go against the grain. But all three of us are kind of just really nice, agreeable guys. We have cleaner humor, I would say. It's mostly jokes. We don't do a lot of crowd work or riffing or stuff like that. A little bit maybe, but for the most part, we pride ourselves on the jokes we write. I would say I have cleaner material. It's more about growing up with a big family and stuff like that. Brad is one of the other comedians. Brad Samatuk is very funny. He focuses more on his upbringing as well. His dad's a policeman. And he talks about that quite a bit. Ryan is kind of the headliner of the tour. He's the most acclaimed. He's been on CBC and he's been on the Melbourne Comedy Festival a couple times. He's a very strange guy. He has a speech impediment, which he talks a lot about, and it's very funny. He has a split tongue, which he did on purpose. He also lives in a van, which is not a joke. He he bought a van and completely renovated it. Lives van life, and he draws from that experience, which, as you can imagine, is really funny. So we're all kind of drawing from our lives. It's a lot of stories and jokes. Yeah.
Is there anything else that fans should be on the lookout for after this?
I would say please buy tickets to our show. It's on Saturday, and if you want to keep in touch with us, you can follow us on social media. Maybe I can send you all of our separate social medias if I can remember. I think I'm at Broder Noah. Brad's handle is at I Hate Brad, and then Ryan's is Ryan B Short. You can follow us on there. We all post clips and stuff like that. Maybe we'll do some joint maybe content while we're on the road. But yeah, please follow us, join our mailing list and stuff like that. You can see when we come back to town. But please come to our show on Saturday, March 1st at Fourth Meridian Brewing Company. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for doing the interview, and yeah, I look forward to the show, and it seems very fun and exciting. Thank you again.
No problem.